Oh, this video, since I just posted a video about a schizophrenic video, and also that's supposed to be just another video talking about a psychoanalysis of Lain. So I made a video like the other night that's called Deep Psychoanalysis of Lain Iwakura. So watch that video if you want to know what's going on with all my lore and what's going on in my head and what's going on with all my lore, how complicated all of it is, and it's actually more complicated than it appears in that video. But that doesn't alter the fact that it's really hard for me to just explain everything in a video. It's very hard for me to do that. And certain things I don't really like to talk about. So all I'm saying is, like, this video is to say more just focusing on reality, that focusing on that every day is a, beautiful God-given day. Every day Allah has given us a beautiful day. He has given us the Quran, he has given us the universe, and he has given us beautiful days. And despite the evil of men or the evil of women, we have still wake up every day and it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. There's a moon in the sky at night and there's stars in the sky. And we are floating in outer space, and every day is actually a beautiful day. And if you focus on reality and if you focus on yourself and you want yourself to be a good person, then you can sort of understand that if you focus on the day and you focus on yourself, then you don't have to focus so much on the evils of the world and what evils others are committing. And if they bother you, well, that makes you human, because of course it's going to bother you if someone does something wrong. But you can't really do anything about the actions of others. You can't control what other people are going to do. They are also responsible for their own actions, whether they realize it or not. So what you do is you wake up on a beautiful day and say, okay, I know I'm happy today. And if people want to put me down, if people want to bully me, of course that's going to affect you if you're human, but you have to sort of realize that if you focus on yourself, or that most people probably aren't going to bully you anyways, is that, if you focus on yourself and you're rational and you understand there's not really a good reason to be miserable, unless maybe you're homeless or something, then you'd probably be miserable. There's not really a good reason to be miserable, especially on every day being a beautiful day. My misery stems from my existential crises and my emotions of, like, going through these people who I'm experiencing all the time and people who I'm in love with and thinking about very hard to understand things all the time. But in reality, when you look at it, every day is just a beautiful day and every day is pretty much the same thing. You wake up, as long as you have a bed to sleep on, you shouldn't really be miserable. You say, okay, I have a bed to sleep on, I've got a TV, I've got a room, I've got a lot of books, I've got things that I need, I've got a little bit of money. I don't have a lot of money, but I have a little bit of money. I'm pretty broke, though, to be honest with you, but at least I managed to get by. At least I managed to survive without a job. I'm managing to survive without a job. And it's like, also, I will state for the record, I don't think I'm able to work. And the reason I don't think I'm able to work is since of the extreme body pain I experience. I experience like really bad bodily pain that really affects me. And also sometimes I experience hyperventilating. So that's, I believe, from the drug abuse and not actually the cigarettes, but that obviously isn't helping. But I think it's actually from the abusive cough syrup that destroyed my lungs, because I was once addicted to cough syrup and now I'm a couple years sober. And I'm also working on trying to focus more on reality rather than what is going on inside of my own head. That's why I made the video, I'm a woman who looks like a man, just so I could explain in the most simplistic terms what the fuck I am to people so that people could actually understand me. A woman who looks like a man, a woman with gender dysphoria who looks like a man. Just making it as simple as possible and also stating, like, yes, I am Lain Iwakura, whether people believe it or not, that I am unapologetic about such a thing, and that even if you don't believe me, it doesn't make it untrue, because I know what I've been through, and I know who I am. So, at least sort of realizing what my identity was, and also understanding that what other people think or what their opinions are really don't affect you in any kind of way unless you're in a relationship with them. So if you're in a relationship with someone, of course there's going to have to be some sort of communication there, that if people want to understand you, you have to sort of be able to communicate properly. But the thing is, I'm actually really bad at talking to people. Like, I suck at talking to people. It makes me feel bad because, like, I'm saying, like, I'm like a female who doesn't know how to talk to people, but I can talk to myself just fine. I can speak into a microphone just fine. But when I talk to people, I fucking crumble. I don't know what the fuck to say when I talk to people. I just sort of like try to be friendly and I don't really know what to say. But I think a lot of that stems from my mind being non-human and also my body, but that's besides the point. If my mind is non-human, of course I'm going to have a difficult time speaking to humans. And these are the things you actually have to psychoanalyze if you're going to be me. Things that are very complicated that you have to sort of understand, like such as the woman who I fell in love with, who I call Mayu, who was a woman who I had seen once and never even spoke to. So it was more of a love at first sight kind of thing. But I've actually realized I've always been experiencing this person and having sex with them through my body. Just as a few other people who I was also experiencing through my body, or Gustav Elijah R., who was watching me from the grave. Then there's on top of that the people who I had thought had died, but I don't actually know if they are really dead, and also not aware of whether or not Meredith Godrow even knows who I am, because let's be honest, she probably doesn't. No, I bet nobody knows who I am. I bet I'm just screaming into the void here, and they just think I'm some man who's fucking out of his mind. But at least I'm Lain Iwakura, so I have something fucking to say. I find these things extremely important, and there's a reason I put a ring on my finger. Preventing myself from being with another woman, preventing myself from doing those things, especially if my body is female, and I've explained this before that these are things that have to be understood since I'm a very complex person. But anyways, thank you for watching.